This is Otaku no Video, episode 10A, Manga, Revenues, and a French live-action Blood the Last Vampire. Alright, well then, let's get started. First item, Otakon was recent, as we covered, and the final tally was over 26,000 attendees. So it just keeps growing and growing, which is perhaps not a big surprise, but in this era of fandom being more casual, now that there are a lot more folks just out there, and it seems like the big thing now is just watching fan subs, and apparently the hardcore fans aren't out there the way they used to, and they're apparently not as into it. So I'm sort of wondering why Otakon keeps drawing people. Is it the content? Is it just getting together with other fans? What's going on? What do you think?
I don't know exactly. I think it's different looking at it from, well, look around online. How many people have been to cons?
Mm-hmm.
I have known in a number of the communities that I've been in, I know that there are a lot of people who are into anime but have never been to a con, or a lot of them haven't even considered it. They don't really know very much about, what goes on there and stuff like that. And so it could be just, let's go check this thing out. And there are fans of just about everything and anything, so yeah. And I think this also has something to do with the con being seen as a good time rather than anything else, which is becoming the norm, it seems. So.
And that's always been there, certainly, but that certainly seems to have become, I guess, more popularly recognized of late. I mean, like we've said, it goes back to the fact that now the dealer's room isn't as big of a deal as it used to be. You can get all that stuff online. You can download fan subs of whatever you want to see, and now that we have things like Anime Suki, it's not just that you can, it's that it's easy. It's all just there in one place and you just go. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely the cons have more of a party atmosphere and more of an actual, really party atmosphere. That it's you're going there to meet up with a bunch of folks, to go to the Gaia panel or what have you.
Yeah, and then get crazy drunk with Greg Ayres and ransack the town and go to the rave and things like that. And I mean, they keep drawing more and more people. I think a number of places get a lot of fans off of 4chan, and the different chans I think have rallied some people because it's so massive, the chan community is. But yeah, it's more of I think it is more of a casual atmosphere for the most part. It's a really weird mix-up because you've got a lot of newbies and you've got a lot of old people who have been there for forever, who some of the people who go there to buy things because they can't buy them anywhere else. I need laser discs of 8-pan or whatever it is. And I've got one contact that I can go get these laser discs from, and that's why I'm going to the con. Or I'm into Dojin or whatever it is.
Or the cells or whatever.
Yeah, physical things that you can't really buy. And even, I mean, I haven't bought a figure, a PVC sculpture online, but I don't know that I would do that. I mean, it seems like it would make more sense to buy it in person. I know that you yourself are a manga person where you have to buy it in person to make sure that it's okay and not destroyed. Yeah. So I can see people going, well, all sorts of people who like this stuff going there just for that,
and certainly things like art books where you want a really nice copy, and that makes a lot of sense. I know a lot of the figures I've gotten. I'd like to know that they haven't gone, haven't been in the back of a UPS truck for 48 hours and banging around in there with everything, and although they probably have as much as anything else I would buy anyway, even there at the con. Still, there's just that feeling that I can, at the very least, I can unbox it, and if it's torn apart, I can just give it to the guy and say, look, this is not good, which is a lot harder to do online. And things like the cells. I mean, the cells I think make a lot more sense because the amount of time it takes to scan your catalog of 3,000 cells is not going to happen. But you go there and you get a lot of cells you can find. Otherwise, the problem is that market is, well, the market really hasn't died. I mean, I was surprised going to the cell dealers last time I was there, And they certainly weren't as packed as they were. I mean, there were times when literally I was shoulder to shoulder with other people the entire time, and we were all sharing back and forth, and I'd finish with something, and the next person would take that book and flip through it. And it wasn't like that, but I mean, there were always probably 4 or 5 people at every table, which is certainly more than I thought, especially considering that you're not going to find any sales from any show made in the past 10 years.
And I think that's I mean, but definitely a mix-up. I guess people go for the experience of being around so many fans in real life where, with the exception of a couple of Suncoasts where I was trying to find Welcome to the NHK the day it came out, and I went back into the store where they had anime, and all the guys, including one of the guys, there were about 4 or 5 people back there, and there was one guy who was working there trying to help me and try and find the DVD. They were sold out, unfortunately, but the fact that they all knew and we could all chat about, various different stuff, wow, that's very impressive that it, just random meeting place for fans. It's whatever, but where you don't get 30,000 fans in one place very often, so.
Good point. Yeah. And speaking of getting a lot of fans together, Manga University relaunched, or mangauniversity.com, which is the how to draw manga site thing, the vast empire of books. And it just kind of struck me when I saw this, because there are literally hundreds of how to draw manga books. I mean, literally hundreds, there are counts out there. And I can understand that being popular. I can understand people wanting to draw a manga style. I'm confused as to why there are so many of these books. I mean, granted, anything can have sort of a glut of books, but it seems to have gotten really extreme. I mean, there aren't books like that on how to write Harry Potter fan fiction or what have you. And it just seems to me that it's very strange that, and especially with franchises like How to Draw Manga, those are really solid books. I don't know if you've looked through those, but that line, they are really, really good. They're done by Japanese artists, and they go through figure drawing and perspective and all the various stuff. And then each one, I got a great one, which is casual clothing. And this guy basically photographed like a girl putting on and taking off a leather jacket, and then drew what that looks like. So you get like 8 different poses of that in different angles, and a feeling for just what's reflecting and what's not. It's also great material. And if you want to learn to draw manga, buy these books. But people are still buying all of these how to draw manga books. Is it because real manga is hard and the other ones make it seem easier? I don't know.
I think that people just want to create stuff, and actually there isn't that much American doujin out there. Let's put it this way: when I go to one of the largest conventions in North America, and there's not very many doujin stands in Artist Alley. It's much less non-erotic ones. So it's a very, very narrow pipe for us. But I'm sure I could link this to DeviantArt and all the other various things that have cropped up that certainly encourage their users to create. Actually,